Hello, everyone, Randy here, and we're playing Farming Simulator 17 on Gold Crest Valley. And basically, we're back to replanting the fields here again this episode. Did some work there off screen getting the fields replanted. We just got a couple more fields here left to go. And it looks like we're just about out of seed here in this cedar. And as far as a hired worker goes, at least with this cedar, I had a hired worker there on field 26 seeding. Seemed to do okay. He did miss a little bit at this end of the field here. Let's see, what side of the field is that? That would be the eastern side of the field there. He missed a little bit. That's where it gets a little bit close to the trees and the rocks there. So he did miss a little bit there. But the rest of the field he did just fine, so I was a bit surprised by that. Glad to see he worked without too many issues. Now, I'm guessing this field here probably won't go so well. That's why I'm planting it myself here. And not even using the GPS here with this field. It's so small. And then we still have the Challenger. He is working over on, I think that's field 23 he's working on. 23 or 24 over there. And then we have the New Holland and the Case both are working yet as well. The Case is on the cedar down there. You can probably see him going back and forth with a row crop cedar. Planting some sunflowers on that field. We're missing a little bit here, aren't we? Even though it doesn't look like we necessarily... yeah, I guess we are missing a little bit. Look like we were over far enough. I guess not. Should have used the GPS mod. Oh well. And we're planting wheat on this field here, by the way. Trying to plant a little bit of a variety of crops here, just so we have some food for our animals as well. The pigs are starting to get a little bit hungry here, so we're going to need pretty much everything for them. Now, I do have corn in storage yet, so we don't need to worry about that. But I don't have anything else in storage, so we pretty much need a little mix of everything here. Okay, there we go. And then we'll get the next field here as well, except we're probably going to run out. Okay, so we better do something about that first. I believe I had got some seeds up at the farm here yet. And that is the last field I was going to plant with it there. Unless we do, we might do some of the main field farms here yet. We'll see once. Still got field 12 here that needs to be planted yet, I believe. Is that the last? Oh, there's one more pallet of seed there yet. Actually, there's two more up on the trail yet. I understand if I can't reach those, but... that is a pallet of seed there yet, right? These are fertilizer. Yeah, that's seed. Okay, how come I cannot fill this last... yeah, I don't know if anybody else has noticed that, but I've noticed that. It seems like when you got a cedar that holds both fertilizer and seed, they seem to be exceptionally derpy at times when trying to fill them. We'll just go with that. I guess that should get the field done. Oh well. But like I was saying, that is one thing I do need to complain about there. And by the way, for those of you who have not seen it yet, Giants did announce that the 1.4 patch for Farming Simulator will be coming out this week. I didn't check before I started recording, so I don't know if it's out yet or not, but it's supposed to come out sometime this week, as well as the announcement for the next DLC. So, got a pretty good idea what the DLC is going to be and some of the equipment in it. But I'm not going to give away any secrets here, so... as far as the DLC goes, I believe it's going to contain something I've kind of been wanting for a while. I know it's not John Deere. At least not to my knowledge anyway. So for those of you thinking John Deere, I don't believe it's anything like that. But it is something else in the pack we've kind of been wanting, at least on the multiplayer server anyway. And I believe I have mentioned this single player a few times as well. And also for those who keep asking how much longer we're going to be going here on Gold Crest Valley, I keep mentioning this, but plan is buying Field 5. So once we got Field 5, we'll probably wrap up the season here on this map. And by the way, hopefully we're not too far from that. Maybe after the next harvest here, we can afford it. We probably could have afforded it sooner if I left Field 20 in grass. Which, by the way, I'm thinking, I don't know if we'll quite have enough money to buy Field 5 yet, but we'll probably plant Field 20 back in grass here again after this. Because that is definitely a good source of money there, making silage bales off of that field. Kind of a weird effect going on here with the springs in the back when you zoom out a little bit. Probably won't be able to pick that up in the video. Just kind of like some weird artifacting going on with it. Oh, and I see the case is done. Okay, let's move him over to the next field here a moment. Looks like he did an okay job on this field. And we'll plant the same thing on here as well. And what's the New Holland up to here? Probably about ready to call it quits, isn't he? Typically when the hired worker gets to this part of the field here, it always quits on us. Oh, maybe not. Let's see what he's going to do here a moment. I'm actually kind of surprised he's continuing on this far. Before I started recording the episode here, I did have to move the Challenger here. He was right in front of that building there where he stopped. Wow, interesting. The hired worker here with the cultivator actually appears to be continuing to cultivate the field. I am kind of, like I said, surprised by that, considering I had to fix the Challenger there with a plow on it. Like I said, he stopped right in front of the building there where he stopped. I don't know, maybe it's something with this end of the field. Maybe if he went the other way, maybe it would have worked. I don't know, but anyway, we'll get back to seeding here. And one thing I'm going to address with the planters here, because I have heard a couple of complaints about these particular seeders. So between the two types of seeders I have, some folks are probably wondering, why do you have two types of seeders? Obviously we have the grain drill here, and then we have the John Deere row crop seeder. And the main reason for that, in real life, they do plant different types of crops with different seeders. So the grain drill here, typically your grains will get planted. Well, I guess technically they're all grains, but like your cereal type grains will get planted with a seeder like this. So for example, wheat, barley, soybeans, something like that will all get planted with this style of planter. Whereas the row crop planter will plant corn or any other type of crop that goes in row crop format, wider rows. It's even common to plant actually soybeans in that type. It's one of the few crops I know of where you can use either seeder to plant. Otherwise, corn is pretty much just strictly in rows, planted in rows. Not that this isn't in rows as well, just much wider row spacing. And then, you know, for example, like wheat, I've never seen wheat planted with a row crop planter. You always plant wheat with a grain drill like this. So these seeders are actually correct for what they plant. So this particular seeder, at least, will plant. Let's start back at the beginning. So the beginning is wheat. Then we have barley, canola, soybeans. I believe that's the oilseed radishes. Not sure about those so much, but and then grass. So that's what this particular seeder will plant. And speaking of the seeder, where shall we put this thing? Because I don't think I can back this up into the shed. Probably should give it a bath here as well. Actually, you know what? We can plant the main field farms with it as well, I guess. Don't really need any more wheat, though. So what shall we plant here? None of the fields need to be plowed, do they? Nope, we're good on the main farm here. Got those fields all plowed here already. So what do we got? We got 2 fields of soybeans. We got 3 fields of sunflowers here. Maybe let's do canola again. Then we can use this particular seeder. We'll do some more canola. Hopefully we have enough seed for that then. Let's see. Can I get this to refill here again? Hey, there we go. Okay. Like I said, I understand why we can't get the ones on the trailer. That makes sense. But the one that was on the ground there earlier... Okay, and you're almost done, aren't you? Okay. We'll move on to the next field there. That worked out almost perfectly. Okay, and hire the worker here again. T8. Challenger is in its way. And anyway, back to the kind of the seeder topic there. Like I was saying, the row crop seeder there. We'll do corn, and we'll do soybeans as well, like I mentioned earlier. You can do soybeans with that, as well as sugar beets and sunflowers. I believe that's it. I don't think that one will do oilseed radishes. I could be wrong on that. Actually, you know what? We can look at the shop. That should actually say. So yes, it just does soybeans, corn, sunflowers, and sugar beets. The type of crops that actually get planted in rows, wider spaced rows anyway. And I know I mentioned this before for describing the type of seeders. The John Deere seeder there, the row crop seeder, could be described as a precision seeder. It is very precise in how it and where it plants. You know, the row spacings are obviously mostly exact, not going to be much differentiation there. But the spacing between the seeds, whereas you get the grain drill there, I've often heard that termed an uncontrolled spill on the field. Now, I don't think it's quite as bad as the way it sounds. I mean, obviously that seeder's not totally uncontrolled. It does control it somewhat, but not to the level that a row crop seeder like the John Deere there is. Okay, so we'll get this washed up here a moment. Put that away. Izzy was saying, I think the sell price is based on breeding. Example, we breeding a pair of chickens, it would cost me $25 a pair to buy, but only be able to sell the chicks for $1.45 to $2. So sell price makes sense. I guess if you think about it that way, yes, it does. But like I said before, I don't necessarily think of it that way. The way Farming Simulator actually sells the pigs or cows, for example. Just doesn't seem to quite make sense to me there as far as the prices go. Okay, where shall we park this tractor here? That's going to be out of the way. Oh, yeah, look at that. I just washed it and it's already dirty. Oh, well. Let's see. How's the quad track here doing? He's missing a little bit. Kind of like what I was saying there on field 26. He was doing the same thing there. Couldn't quite make the turns there in the end. We just missed a little bit on the field. I'm okay with that. Better than fixing them from getting stuck all the time. War was asking, what's the name of that plow you are using? That is a triangle shape. I'm assuming you're talking about the one I just put away there. And this can be getting off the Farming Simulator mod hub. Looking at plows would probably help instead of cultivators. There we go. The Jitma plow here. There's, what, 3 different sizes. We got the largest size we're using. Just about 6 meters. And definitely an excellent plow if you're looking for a plow for hired workers to use. Chat was saying, I agree. Hired workers are very stupid. Yes, they can be at times. Jared was saying a proposal for a good map with square fields that is good for hired workers would be the Hobbs Farm. Which I know, like I said before, a lot of people keep asking for me to check that map out, maybe do a play on that one. We'll have to see once. Tenef was saying the lily at the cow farm is angled at 4,000 feet. They're probably traveling too far and hitting something, so it's causing them to get off course. That shouldn't be the case because I haven't changed it. We pretty much just had it the first time there. We've left it at that, so... But we'll maybe have to take a look at that. Like I said, it just recently started happening here, the issues with the lilies not staying their course for some reason. Okay, let's see. Anybody else done? You are still going yet? And the quad track just finished. Okay. We'll go up to the other end of the field there. Oh, it looks like he knocked the sign down. At least I'm pretty sure the hired worker did that. Good thing the game puts the signs back up. Otherwise, pretty much all the signs in the map would probably be laying down by now. Oh, yes. Here's a fine example of hired workers' abilities here. Don't ask me why. Probably got something to do with the trees along the side of the field here, maybe. Although I still don't quite understand why that would have anything to do with it. Hired worker with a sprayer or fertilizer, by the way, will do the same thing. It's like really derpy here along the this corner of the field. Also, while we're talking about maps there, got a lot of people as well suggesting I should check out the Rattlesnake Valley map. To my knowledge, that map is not out yet. Last I heard, it is still in the testing phase. Pretty much waiting approval before it can basically be released. At least that's what I've heard anyway. So, okay, next field. Actually, I probably could have left that folded out, couldn't I? Austin was saying another map suggestion here, Colboro Parks Farm, the great map. Yes, it is. Actually, already kind of played on that map back in 15, so not to say we couldn't play on it again, I guess, but okay, this field is plowed, yes, isn't it? Okay, let's grab a cultivator then here. Did not realize that. Guess I put the cultivator away too soon. Now this cedar, by the way, will plant on plowed ground. That is not what's stopping me from planting this field. Like I said before, it's just not very realistic to plant on plowed ground. So for that reason, I do cultivate it if it is plowed. It's far more realistic to plant the field over there like we did than it is to plant on a field like this that has been plowed. You know, that field over there, we just simply did no-till. Okay, in the case you are almost done here. Interesting. He shows he's out of seed. I guess he's still working yet. Oh, he's going to miss a little bit there. There's some sections over here he misses as well, I'll note. Like I say, not entirely sure why he necessarily misses those sections sometimes, but whatever. Hired worker for you, I guess. Corey was also saying you should do the Hobbs farm. Okay, a lot of map suggestions here in the comments this episode, apparently. Joshua was saying you should swap out the MT800 with one of the other tractors. Those twin track tractors don't fare as well with large mounted implements as regular tractors. He's also saying people need to stop complaining about the mods on the consoles. Be grateful you even have mods. He was also saying that's one of the main pros there between a PC and a console. So that is true there. That is one of the big advantages, at least if you like mods anyway. You're probably going to want to play on a PC over, say, a console. There's no way the console is ever going to get the mods that the PC has. Okay, and we'll get you going. I wonder how he will do with a hired worker on this field. Should be interesting to see once what he's going to do on this end of the on the other end of the field here. Cody was asking, wondering what site you got the Wilson animal trailer off of. I don't know as that's one of the mods we got with the multiplayer server there. Braxton was asking, can you get the Oklahoma map now? Well, it depends on what you mean by Oklahoma map, because there is an Oklahoma map that has been released, which, like I keep saying, doesn't, in my opinion, look anything like the Oklahoma map from 15. But if you do want an Oklahoma map, there is an Oklahoma map that has been released. James is saying if you hadn't crashed into everything, there won't be so much damage to the New Holland tractor when you sold it. Don't know how he knows about that, but and Joshua here left a comment, by the way. Damage has no effect to the value of the tractor. It's simply the operating hours, and he is right on that. There is no damage tracking or anything like that in the game. It's purely operating hours that affect the sell price of a tractor. And it seems like once you start going over about 20, 30 hours or so, the price on the tractors really falls fast. A little too fast in my opinion. Let's see, Kyle was saying the same thing here as well. The hours cut down on the price of the tractors. Yes, they do. So, for those who are wondering how many hours on the tractor, down in the little HUD there underneath the speed, you see the 3.1 hours. That's the number of hours on this particular tractor. And like I was saying there, when I wanted to sell the New Holland, I actually was considering selling one of these tractors, because, you know, the T7 seemed a little more useful than these two do now. In fact, these two have pretty much been sitting here for quite a while now. Really don't have any equipment I can use them on other than the haymaking equipment, which we currently don't have any fields of hay to use them on. So pretty much, yeah, eliminates their use at this point. So yeah, I actually wanted to sell either the Vultra or the Fendt, but both of these tractors are virtually worthless. I think I showed the price there. The N here is $22,000. And look at this, the Fendt, which is quite a bit bigger tractor, also worth less. Look at that, worth less than the N series. Also at $22,000 there, $476. So yes, I was considering, like I said, I wanted to sell probably this tractor and get the T8 and then keep the T7. But yeah, this tractor, yeah, worthless. Now I suppose if you repair it, then it'd probably be worth a lot more. Which I suppose I probably could have done, but oh well, we'll probably get back to using that tractor at some point here once we have field of hay to mow here again. Anyway, folks, on that note, I think we'll wrap up the video here. So that you folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them below. And as always, thanks for watching, and until next time.